Shout Factory announces its new November lineup. V for Vendetta and Shutter Island get 4Ks, and Columbia wants to know your picks for the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 2. All this and more in the next Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Physical Media Report. This is episode 18 of my weekly Blu-ray 4K show where I tell you all the latest and greatest in Blu-ray 4K news, announcements, what's coming out this week. I go over some deals with you guys. I give you the top 5 Blu-rays and top 5 4Ks, and I answer your Q&A questions on this show. So basically, anything physical media related we talk about on this show. And we have a lot to cover today. This is a pretty big week, guys. I've got a lot of Q&A questions from you guys, but before I get into it, I'm going to go ahead and ask you all, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Just hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I do this weekly Physical Media Report on Monday. I do Blu-ray hauls. I do Blu-ray hunting videos. I just had one recently last week where I went out and got the Casper Steelbook. I also do Blu-ray 4K reviews, unboxings, top 10 list. I do a horror show on this channel where I talk about the horror news and my opinions and thoughts on horror. And I would really appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to this channel. We are inching very close to 500 subscribers. And when I get to that 500 subscriber mark, I've got a special announcement. I've got something planned that I'm going to do for you guys. So please help me get there. And also, guys, if you can, you see that little like button down there? Just hit that like button for me. Just hit it one time. And help this video move up the YouTube algorithms, as they say. I don't really know what that means, but it would help me. I would help my video out, I guess. So go ahead and please do it for me. And also comment down below if you picked anything up this week, if you plan on picking anything up this week, if anything that I go over interests you, just let me know in the comments below. But let's get into it, guys, because we got a lot of stuff to cover, and we're going to start with the news because Shout Factory has announced their new November lineup. Now, in my opinion, it's a little weak, and I'm hoping that they announce something else, but usually they announce everything at once. So this is what's coming out for November in as far as Shout Factory. And you have Twins, the Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger classic comedy that's coming out on November the 17th. This, of course, is from Shout Select. So that will be releasing on November 17th. And we also have the straight-to-VOD horror film Relic. I know they've shown it at some drive-in theaters and such around as well, but I really wasn't a big fan of this film. So I'm not very excited that this is getting a Scream Factory release this year, but that's releasing on November the 17th, so the same day as Twins. And we also have Brides of Dracula, which I haven't heard of, but the cover art looks great, looks interesting. That comes out on November the 10th. So like I said, it feels like a little bit of a weak lineup for me for Scream Factory for November. Definitely not as strong as their October lineup. But yeah, some stuff that you might be interested in checking out come November. But next up, guys, and this is a pretty big one, we got Full Metal Jacket 4K. I feel like I've discussed this several times on this show, but they've got their official cover art for this now. Coming out on September the 22nd, the 4K of that. Now, what's interesting is also coming out on September the 22nd is a 3-film collection of Stanley Kubrick's film, 2 films that were previously released on 4K, and that's 2001 and The Shining, all coming together in a 4K collection. So that's interesting. If you haven't already picked up The Shining in 2001: A Space Odyssey, that might be a collection that interests you for sure, picking all those up together, being bundled in together, discount price. Could be cool if you haven't picked up those titles before. But another big one, guys, this was announced last week. This was all the rage online, is the V for Vendetta 4K coming out on November the 3rd. Yeah, not November the 5th. I think they kind of missed the boat on that marketing advantage right there. If they would have released it on November the 5th, they could have had all kinds of marketing for that. But I know November the 3rd is the Blu-ray, so it makes sense that they do it on that day. But I don't know. They could have pushed it to Thursday, right? Just to release it on November the 5th. I don't know. This sounds like it would have been a cool idea. But that's getting the 4K release come November the 3rd. It's also getting a gift set that is going for $50 right now. So a lot of stuff included in this set. And there's this big old package that it's all coming in with a bunch of extra material from the film. I'm going to post that image up here. But looks like a really cool set. I like V for Vendetta. I'm not as high on it as a lot of people are. I know a lot of people look back on that film fondly. I think it's okay. I like it and I enjoy it. I watched it again last year. And yeah, it's a fun film. But Next up, guys, we have Criterion Essential Fellini box set is coming out on November the 24th. So I'm not familiar with the works of Fellini, but if you are, comment down below and let me know if that's something that I might be interested in checking out. But we also have Shutter Island 4K coming out on October the 6th. Now, we've already gotten a Shutter Island 4K exclusive, Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. But this is the actual Shutter Island 4K with the slipcover, and that's coming out on October the 6th. I might actually pick this up. I haven't seen Shutter Island in a long time. I remember really enjoying it when it came out. But we also have Scorpion announced Death Wish 3 on Blu-ray, which is not an official release date, has been announced for it, but it is coming out. They announced also another film that didn't get an official release date, but Eternal Sunshine. It's being speculated and heavily rumored that Kino Lorber is working on a 4K restoration of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the film starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. So that is a classic film that I know a lot, not a classic film, but a modern classic film that a lot of people hold up as like one of their favorites of all time. I have never seen the film. I'm always tempted to watch it when I scroll through Netflix because it's always there, but I've never seen it. So I'm definitely interested in checking that out at some point. But also, guys, new Universal Blu-rays on August the 18th. So that's this week. And these are just being announced and they're going to be released this week. We have Out on a Limb, Ed, Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, Curve, and 6 Spooky Stories coming out this week. Now, another thing that was announced that I just saw right before I started recording is The Haunting, movie based on The Haunting of Hill House, starring Liam Neeson. Came out, I think, in 1999. If I'm not mistaken, that is being rumored to be released, the next title that's being released by Paramount Presents, and that's going to come out in October. So it makes sense that they would do a horror film or a scary film for October. So if that comes out, of course, I've collected every single Paramount Presents. I'm going to be picking that up. I've committed to collecting all of those. No matter what the movie is, I'm going to get it. But another thing, guys, is Flying Leathernecks being released by Warner Archive on September the 15th. And the last thing, guys, is Colombian Classics. You know, that big box set collection that I have an unboxing for on my channel we talked about earlier this year. They are working on a volume 2 right now, and they are looking for feedback from the fans of the first one to decide what movies they're going to do. So pretty much they have a questionnaire on their website. You get on there and you get to vote on what movies you would like in their second box set. So that's pretty cool that they're asking for fan input when it comes to releasing the movies. So yeah, I was a big fan of that Colombian Classics. I've only watched 3 out of the 6 of those movies so far, so I'm interested in digging further into it at a later date. But yeah, excellent collection. Really excited. I actually got on there and voted for a couple of things, so hopefully those win. But all right, guys, so we're going to get into these deals now. And you know, like I always say here at the Mid-Level Media channel, we like to help you guys save a buck. You know, the times are hard right now. We all like collecting movies. We can't always run out to the store to collect the $20, $30 films, new release films that come out every week. We like to, some of us like to wait a little bit, like to wait till those prices drop. And I'm here to kind of shed some light on the recent releases that prices have dropped and you can go back and go ahead and pick up for a discounted rate. But right now, guys, and you can look up all this information on Bluray.com. So if you want to start checking that like every week, that way you can be up to date on all the newest releases, you can do that. Or you can wait for me to go over it in this segment on the Physical Media Report. Whatever you like, that's your choice. But some big deals this week, guys. We have the Peanut Butter Falcon, which is one of the best films of 2019. I absolutely love that film. That is coming out. That is $10 right now on Amazon. So what a deal for that. Excellent film. I definitely recommend picking that up for $10. We also have 47 Meters Uncaged for $5. And I actually might pick this up. I enjoyed 47 Meters Uncaged. I enjoy most shark films that I see. None of them are going to ever be as great as Jaws. But I just enjoy shark films. I like The Meg. I like the first 47 Meters movie. I like Shallows. You know, I just like shark films, so I might actually grab this one. I thought this one was pretty good, better than what most people said it was. But Bloodfather, the Mel Gibson film, I have not seen this, even though I do own it. That's $5 right now. Parasite, which is the best film of 2019 according to the Oscars, is one of my top 5 films of 2019. That is out for $10 right now as well, that you can pick up on Blu-ray. So Blind Spotting is $7.59 right now. That's one of the best films of 2018. Absolutely love Blind Spotting. Molly's Game, which is the film starring Jessica Chastain, is out right now for $4.99, so you can check that out. Mother on 4K was an extremely divisive Darren Aronofsky film from 2017. I actually might pick this up because I don't own Mother. I actually really like the film, so I might actually grab Mother on 4K since it's only $10 right now, and the movie looks phenomenal, so it should look great on 4K. But the Airplane Steelbook, which just came out, is $12.99 right now at Best Buy, so definitely jump on that if you're a fan of Airplane. Dragged Across Concrete, which is a really good S. Craig Zahler movie, and if you all aren't familiar with him, he did Bone Tomahawk, he did Brawl in Cell Block 99, both of which are better than Dragged Across Concrete, I will say, but I really enjoyed Dragged Across Concrete for the crime thriller aspects of it. It went on a little bit too long, but Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn are phenomenal in the film, so definitely check that out for $4.99. That's a great deal. Lady Bird, which is a Best Picture nominee from 2017, is $5 right now. Great deal for that. Commuter, the Liam Neeson action film from, I think, 2018, is $4.99 on Amazon right now as well. So definitely check out those deals, guys. Some great deals to dig into this week. And with that, we're going to move on to the top 5 Blu-rays and top 5 4Ks of last week. So we still have Scoob at number 1 and Trolls World Tour at number 2 as far as top 5 Blu-rays. And we have Sonic, and we have Jaws, and we have 1917 worked its way back into the top 5. So good for that film. And yeah, it's interesting to me that Jaws, not on 4K, on just regular Blu-ray, has cracked into the top 5 because that's not a new release. They didn't come out with the Jaws 5 4K. It's just the original Jaws Blu-ray that released some years ago that's got its way back into the top 5. So I wonder if it's just the summer season. A lot of people are wanting to pick up Jaws. I'm not sure. But top 5 4Ks, we have Jaws at number 1 this week. So yeah, I guess Jaws is just on everybody's mind right now because it's summertime, beaches. I don't know. A lot of people are picking up Jaws, and I'm here for it. So because Jaws is an incredible film, one of the best of all time. We also have Hobbs and Shaw, number 2, and I can only imagine it's because of that deal for it being $10 that was going on last week. So the Fast and Furious spinoff with The Rock and Jason Statham. And we have John Wick 3 is number 3 right now, so great for John Wick 3. We have 1917, number 4, and Midway at number 5. So a lot of the same stuff except for Hobbs and Shaw right there as far as the top 5 4Ks. But with that, guys, we're going to move on to what is coming out new this week. There's not a lot of like in-store stuff this week. We had a little bit last week, stuff that you could find in stores. There's a few things here and there as far as like television seasons, but a lot of this stuff is stuff you're going to get online from boutique distributors and stuff like that. But the first thing is the Gamera, the complete collection. Now, I haven't heard of these films. They're monster movies, but that complete collection is out. I know I've seen several people posting this online already. It looks like a really cool set, so if you're into this, definitely pick that up. Flash Gordon 4K for Arrow is coming out today. So if you're a big Flash fan from the 80s, you might be interested in picking that up this week. And I know the Pitch Black 4K, it's still listed. Like one of them is still listed to come out today, but that's not supposed to be coming out today. It's supposed to be coming out at the beginning of September now. But it was supposed to come out with Flash Gordon as well. And the Flash Gordon has the regular 4K slipcover case, and they also have a big special collector's edition that I'll show on here as well. Frankenstein and Monster from Hell is being released by Shout Factory Scream Factory this week. That is an interesting title. I don't know if I'm going to get that one, but it looks interesting. Deathstroke, the latest DC animated film, Knights and Dragons, is coming out on Blu-ray. So this is pretty interesting because it's the first time I've seen, I know Deathstroke's a really popular comic book character. It's the first time I've seen an animated film with him in the lead, for sure. So yeah, if you're into those DC animated films, I'm not really. You might want to be picking this up. So I definitely expect to see a lot of people posting this tomorrow on the Blues Day Tuesday, because this is one that you're going to be able to pick up in stores, unlike almost everything else. But American Pie Beta House, for some reason, is being re-released on Blu-ray from Rogue Pictures. And yeah, this is for me like when the American Pie franchise just went downhill. They turned it into a franchise, started releasing all these weird spin-off movies. I liked Bandcamp back in the day, but I didn't like Beta House or The Naked Mile. They're just not good films. But The Comfort of Strangers, we have 2 Criterion films coming out. This is a Paul Schrader film, the guy that wrote Taxi Driver, the guy that directed the A24 film from a couple years ago, First Reformed. He is coming out with a Criterion Collection film, his film, The Comfort of Strangers, which I'm not familiar with, but that's coming out tomorrow from Criterion. Town Bloody Hall, which is some kind of a documentary film, if I remember correctly. It's coming out from Criterion tomorrow as well. Plus, Batwoman Season 1 on Blu-ray is coming out tomorrow. In stores, I would imagine. So this, if you're a fan of this series, I might actually consider picking this up. Because she's not Batwoman anymore. The Ruby Rose is not Batwoman anymore. This might be a collector's item down the line. Once they get into the new seasons of Batwoman, they have the new Batwoman now. Prevenge is being released by RLJE, and this is about a pregnant woman that kills people, I imagine. That's what it looks like from the cover, but that's an interesting film for sure. We also have Cursed Films, which is a Shudder original being released by RLJE. That is a movie or a show on Shudder. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Where they do like kind of little documentaries on like classic films, like I saw in there, like The Exorcist and Poltergeist, several classic horror films. I need to check that show out because that might actually be pretty interesting. Clara's Heart, which is the film starring Whoopi Goldberg, is being released by Warner Archive tomorrow. Ruben and Ed, which I'm not familiar with, is being released by Sony. And Open 24 Hours is being released tomorrow as well. So these, those last two I covered, they might actually be, I know Walmart has a lot of these obscure titles. They might actually end up on the DVD racks for new releases at Walmart tomorrow. So who knows? But with that, guys, let's get into what I picked up this week. And I already showed it in my video last week for my Blu-ray hunting video, which I brought back last week. I might do another one this week. Who knows? But there doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff to kind of go out and check out in stores this week. So I don't know if I will, but let me go ahead and show those off. So these two releases I got the Casper Steelbook. I haven't broke that one open yet, but I might actually, let's see. This does have a digital code. I might maybe do an unboxing giveaway on this channel this week. Could be a possibility. The last one I picked up, guys, is Eddie Murphy's Coming to America. I'm excited to check this out because I haven't seen this and I know it's a classic Murphy film, so I need to check that out. Another thing I was going to unbox for you all last week was this Omen collection. So I didn't get a chance to do the unboxing, so I kind of already cracked it open and watched two of them. So I watched a couple of them last week. So I'm just going to go ahead and show these off real quick on this channel because this is a really cool set. But we have The Omen, the original film directed by Richard Donner. We have The Omen Part 2. We have The Omen Final Conflict. I'm really interested in checking this out. I might watch this week, but this is the film starring Sam Neill. A lot of people said this one's really good, so I'm excited to check that one out. And this one I haven't heard anything about, The Omen Part 4. It looks very generic, but I'm going to check that out at some point. And we have The Omen Remake. So it's cool that they included the remake in this set as well. But not a lot of stuff that I picked up in the past couple of weeks, but I have gotten a couple of things. I've kind of been budgeting myself recently. Mostly because there's not a lot coming out. And a lot of things I want are in September and October that I've already pre-ordered and I'm kind of waiting on. Yeah, I've got a lot of pre-orders for those months, a lot of exciting content and things that are going to be coming to this channel here in September and October for sure as far as physical media. But with that, guys, let's get into the Q&A portion of this show. So I got a lot of great questions this week that I'm going to dig into here. But before I continue, I'm going to ask you guys, please, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you like my content, if you want to check out more of it, subscribe to this channel for all my latest videos. Turn on the bell notifications, all that good stuff. Go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and comment down below anything that you picked up this week. So yeah, it would be awesome if you did that. But let's move on, guys. So we got Brock Opsai, which asks me, would you like to collab on future Blu-ray review? Sure, maybe. If DM me, we'll maybe set something up. So the next question, guys, comes from Cinema Drew BZ, and he asked me, how many horror Blu-rays do you own? So with this question, I didn't just count my Blu-rays, I also counted my DVDs because I have a lot of horror DVDs. They're one of the only genre of film that I didn't sell off when I sold all my DVDs a couple of years back and decided I was going to go digital, and then that didn't happen. I kept all my horror DVDs. So in total, with my DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, all that stuff, Screen Factories, I've got 335 horror films on physical media form. So definitely a lot right there because I'm a huge horror fan. That's like probably my biggest fandom and passion when it comes to like that kind of stuff. Like obviously I love all different kinds of films, but horror like goes way back with me all the way to my childhood. I was a massive horror fan as a kid. So yeah, I love horror. That's why I do my horror show on this channel. So I just love talking horror. But what's Daniel's watching ask, do you think standard Blu-ray will disappear once 4K becomes more common? So that's an excellent question, Daniel. I think like ever since there's been more physical media forms coming out in recent years with 4K, I think that question's always been asked ever since VHS disappeared off the store shelves and got replaced by DVDs. I think it's going to be a longer process than you might realize. I think when 8Ks come out, it might actually take the place of 4Ks instead of Blu-rays. I think that they'll probably keep Blu-rays around for a long time. I think it's going to be a while before you see those disappear. Upwards of probably 15, 20 years is what I think. But like you still have DVDs on the shelves, and those are that's a 20-year-old, 22-year-old format almost. So yeah, I think it's going to be a long time, at least 10 to 15 years before you see that format disappear altogether, maybe more. So yeah, I don't think 8K is going to take the place of Blu-ray. I think if anything, 8K will take the place of 4K. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it, but who knows? But next question is coming from Unboxing Movies with Me Unboxing, and he asks, do you have Call of the Wild on 4K Ultra HD with slipcover? No, I do not. I did not buy that film. I have not seen that film yet, so I saw a lot of mixed reviews on it. I thought about picking it up when it first came out, but I didn't grab it. I still need to watch it. I kind of want to watch it with my kids at some point, so I was kind of holding out and hoping that maybe they'd put it on Disney Plus and I could watch it with them. But yeah, I am looking forward to watching that one at some point. But did you see it? Did you like it? Comment down below and tell me if I should watch it or not. But yeah, I haven't seen it. But next question comes from Unboxing Movies with Me Unboxing, and he asks, even though Harley Quinn Season 1 doesn't have a Blu-ray, would you buy a DVD version? So yeah, on last week's trip, I think I actually saw a DVD version of the Harley Quinn show. I actually thought that show just came out on HBO Max or Warner or the DC streaming service or whatever it came out on. I thought that was fairly recent, like within the last 6 months that came out. So I was surprised to see it already on DVD on store shelves. But no, I'm not real big into buying like TV seasons on physical media. I don't know why. Like I buy tons of movies. But for me, like when it comes to TV, I just stream it. I mean, if I really love a show like Stranger Things and they release something really cool, like those Target sets, like then I'll buy them. But I don't even have Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or all of those seasons on Blu-ray 4K. So yeah, I'm probably not going to pick up the Harley Quinn show on DVD. I just started watching it on HBO Max, and I don't even know if I'm going to finish it because I'm just not that into animation like that. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched any of the DC animated films. So yeah, but that's a good question though. Thank you for asking, Unboxing. Next question, and the last question, comes from mlegalt17, and he asks, are you getting the new Scream Factory release of Tales from Darkside on August the 25th? So that would be next Tuesday. Probably not. I wasn't even aware yet because I kind of do this week to week. That was coming out next week, but I do remember announcing that on this show. Definitely a cool cover that I've seen, but I'm not familiar with that film. So yeah, if I don't know, maybe it's possible I might grab it. But with Scream Factory, I'm usually a little bit more selective, and it's usually a movie that I remember fondly from my childhood that I end up grabbing for Scream Factory. I don't know. Every now and then I grab something I haven't seen though, but yeah, that's a good question, but I probably won't be picking that up. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out this show. And before I close it out, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like I said, I'm almost to 500 subscribers. It's very exciting. It's far more than I ever thought I would go with this channel. For those of y'all that don't know me very well and my brand, I started on Instagram. I have almost 10K followers on Instagram. A lot of my main stuff is on Instagram, and I kind of started this YouTube channel and YouTube thing as kind of like a side gig and just to kind of try it out, and I never really expected it would grow into what it has. So I appreciate all of you all for subscribing and liking and watching my stuff. It means the world to me that I have started delving into this world and have become somewhat successful at doing it. So I really appreciate it, guys, and that support that you guys have for my channel. Another thing that I want to promote, guys, is my twice a weekly live stream that I do with Ultra HD Geek over on his channel. It is called Levels of Geek Live, and we go live every Monday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I don't talk a lot about the news topics and do a lot of reviews and stuff on this channel, but if you want to see my thoughts on the latest news stories, like tonight we're talking about the AMC 15-cent tickets, we're talking about DC Fandom, we're reviewing Project Power, the latest Netflix film. If you want to hear my thoughts on all that, you can tune into Levels of Geek Live. It's our live stream that we do, and we're going to talk about all the latest news topics, do reviews. We do 4K Blu-ray giveaways. If you want to know why I don't do a lot of giveaways anymore on this channel, it's because they all go to that show. And we have a wheel of codes that spins around, and we decide who wins the code. We ask questions and you answer them. If you answer them correctly, you win a digital code. It's a lot of fun. Usually goes for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. You don't have to join for the entire thing. Just drop in for about 15, 30 minutes. Say hey. Bounce up out of there. It's a lot of fun, guys, but we have a lot of good time. We have a good time with me and my buddy Alex on there. We have a really dedicated, great community on there. A lot of you support me in this channel, on this show, so I appreciate you guys. So yeah, come on over to the Ultra HD Geek channel tonight and support Levels of Geek Live. It's episode 25 tonight, so I definitely appreciate it if you all would come on over and check that out. And with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out this show today, this Physical Media Report, episode 18. I appreciate you guys joining me today. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like and comment, and we'll see you next time.